everyone. Today we have one of my student, Manvi Gupta, who has secured in the top 100, that is rank 76 in the 2021 state exams of Jammu and Kashmir. So she is basically a UPSC student. She is into UPSC since last 2 to 3 years. And today I'm having, so that we'll share something. It will be a very candid session. So I'll be sharing something about her. She will share some of her tips, like how she did her preparation. Getting 76 rank is not an easy thing. So she has secured it. And today, let me introduce you to all of you. Now she is Manvi Gupta. Hi Manvi.
Hello, sir. Good
How are you?
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So you have secured 76 rank. Fine. So now, first of all, tell me, how do you feel now after long preparation of UPSC? How do you feel now? You can share.
So more than anything, I'm feeling quite satisfied, quite relaxed that finally I have got for what I started.
Okay.
So this much of a sign of contentment is there.
Okay. So tell me something, like basically you started off with a UPSC preparation. Like you're still an aspirant now also. That's what I
Yes.
know about. You're still an UPSC aspirant. Now you have secured 76 rank. Now, what kind of confidence it gives to you? Like suppose you clear a 76 rank in state exams, and I have seen the paper. It was one of the toughest paper. Not one of the. It was the toughest paper. If you see of all India all exams, because I follow all the exams. So clearing that, what kind of confidence it gives to you for the UPC exam?
Yes, sir. Sir, when I was writing the paper, when I saw the mains paper for the first time while writing, I got the notion that they have replicated by considering UPSC. So, uh, preparing for such level at for the UPSC as such has given me immense impetus to write the actual paper in the JKPSC. So, in a way, that helped me a lot. And after clearing such exam, with as you said that it was one of the toughest papers, like the level was quite high. No one can deny that. So I have got the confidence that if I can clear such papers, that I am quite capable of writing UPSC also. So the
Okay.
confidence boost, yes, sir.
Yeah, got it. Now tell me. Now, lot of in today's time, since last 2 to 3 years, state exams have become kind of a backup. It's kind of a backup for students, right? Now, you tell me. You belong to Jammu Kashmir. You belong to Jammu, basically. Now, for the students of Jammu, first of all, for the students of Jammu and Kashmir, there are a lot of students who are preparing for state PCS and also for UPSC. So, how to handle both of them? Like how to balance, or it's mostly the same? Because as far as my knowledge goes, nowadays state exams are also on the level of UPSC, right? If you see Jammu Kashmir, if you see UPPCS, even South Indian Telangana test exams are also in that way. So, what is your take on it?
Yes, sir. Sir, I do not know much about other states, but I can speak for Jammu and Kashmir.
Hmm.
Before 2018, we had to take two optionals, and GS had not that much scale for mains, but we had to take two optionals. So I started preparing in 2018 itself. So I think that it was a blessing in disguise for me that I did not have to do much for a state PCS or UPSC, because the syllabus was completely same. Like we do not had to do anything separate
Yeah.
else preparing for UPSC, keeping in mind. So it was a blessing in disguise for me, because I was doing a UPSC's preparation, because in after 2018, when last paper held for JKPSC, this is the very first paper which was conducted. So I was preparing by keeping UPSC in my mind, but it came in 2021 and I applied, and by God's grace I qualified in first attempt.
Okay. Now, as far as my thing goes, like my like I remember we met. Like you came to my guidance in 2020, before pandemic, right?
Yes,
2020
sir.
in Delhi. So now tell me something. Like previously, you were already a student. You were already a student. You were into it. Now tell me, when you started joining my classes, CSR classes, how the mains answer writing, how the content in particular to prelims, all static subjects, how it plays a big part in these kind of exams. In particular,
So,
focus on the mains answer writing.
The most peculiar thing about your mains answer writing program was writing the answers within the limit. Because if we see the sample answers and all those mock answers, the word extension is quite big. Like you can go for like 500 words, but you are not supposed to write that much on the actual
Exactly.
paper. Because for 10 markers, it's just 150, and for just for 15 markers, the word limit is 250.
250.
So the mains writing which you were conducted, it was quite sufficient. We do not have to go far. Just those words were quite comprehensive in itself. And I would not be denying, I would not be hesitating in saying that there were certain questions in which I had to write those answers only, which you have made us prepared. So and one more thing, sir, which the answer writing, the 10 questions which we used to write daily, even though when our mains examinations were not around, those the habit of writing those 10 answers had increased my mind and hands synchronization. So I did not have to do much brainstorming. So that pace had come eventually with that preparation. So in that way, mains answer writing was very, very helpful for me, especially.
Because the mains answer writing will give you the rank, right? The mains
Yes,
answer
sir.
writing today, see, prelims, once you clear prelims, now you have got the 76 rank. Now this kind of rank, getting a 76 rank, means it is the marks which decided. It is the mains
Yes.
answer marks which decided, and plus over obviously that interview part is there, personality test is there.
1,750 marks are just for mains only, and
Just
250 marks is for interview. So it's very obvious that 1,750 marks would decide whether you are going to get a rank or not.
exactly, exactly. Good. Now tell me something like, please give some insights. Please give some tips. Like, there are a lot of students who want to crack a state or a prelims or a UPSC. Now, what they should do now? Like, what kind of preparation they should do now? Like, give some tips.
Yes, sir. Sir, as I mentioned, for JKPSC and UPSC, we do not need to do anything separately. So, if
Yeah.
you are preparing one thing, other exam is getting prepared simultaneously. So, sir, additional things, if you ask me for tips, I think in first you have to complete the syllabus word by word. You cannot just let go of a single topic. You just have
Hmm.
to prepare, keeping every dynamics in mind. And apart from this, sir, one thing which I think I did smart was uh, I made short diaries of every GS paper so that I could revise in that limited time span which is given in the date scenario. And to my surprise, our date sheet was announced very surprisingly, because our examinations were supposed to held on 10th of the March, but they got postponed overnight. And on 1st April, notification again came, and from 8th April. So we got very limited time to revise and all those things. So, sir, in that way, the diary writing which I started to doing of all the GS papers, I can show you if you want me to show. Sir, I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
kept
show
it
it,
here.
show it.
Sir, these kind of small diaries I made for
Yeah,
every GS,
exactly.
and even for my optional anthropology also, I made such diaries. So I can revise just the keywords. I put it there. So the extension of the answer from there only we can do. So in that way, this thing helped me. And sir, one more thing I did was I prepared one diary, another like this only, in which I wrote like 2 3 schemes of every ministries. So wherever I felt like I could add, because it's a government job, it's a bureaucracy job where you have to put governments in a good light.
In a good
So
light, yeah.
I kept the scheme very handy, like wherever I felt like I can quote. Even in ethics paper also I quoted government schemes wherever I could put government schemes with ministries. So in this also helped me drastically.
If you remember, like, coming to this point, like, during my preparation also, I used to have small diaries, small pads, small. I usually tell to my students also. I usually tell to my students, because in my preparation, small pads, why I'm telling, the reason, to all the students who are watching here, I'm also telling, small pads are handy. They are handy. While sleeping also you can revise. While sleeping also you can revise. Before going to sleep you can have a look. And it is, while traveling also you can read, right? Lot of things comes into play in this preparation. So you like they did, it's a very good thing. Now tell me, last, before coming to some personal questions, now I'll ask you last one question about this technical thing. Give some tips about interview, because usually we have mains coaching, we have interview coaching, but usually interview coaching are very less. If you talk about all India, pan India, it's very less. It's mostly in India, in Delhi, mostly in Delhi. But now, because you have seen that interview, seen that personality test, tell me how it went, and some tips, one to two, three you can give for people who are going to face interview.
Sir, after giving interview only I can say this, because before appearing in the interview I also had certain notions like how it will go, whether they will grill me or certain all those kind of notions I also had. But post interview, the my perception has completely changed. So they are very cordial. They are not judging you. It is completely an interaction one on one, and they are very very friendly. Like they smile. I'm talking about my personal experience. They were, nodding for every answers. Like it was giving me a confidence. Like I'm going in a right direction. Like my answer is quite justifiable to them. And apart from this, sir, if certain one or two things which I was, leaving, they were adding it on. Like they was that cordial. And I remember for one question, they asked me about caste census of Bihar. So as an administrator, what would be what they asked me, like what would my inputs in that caste census.
Wait,
So
one
the
second.
answer,
One second. They asked you about Bihar.
yes, because they started from caste only, like because my
Okay.
option is anthropology. So they asked me the literal meaning of caste. From there
Uh,
only, the follow-up question came up, and they asked me about the caste census of Bihar.
okay.
So it was quite a current issue only. So that's why maybe. But when I gave my answer, and chairman sir, appreciated, and he said that that's a good answer. So these
Okay.
things, it just gives us more confidence, like that yes we are doing right. Or after, obviously before going to the interview I also had certain notion, like I was quite nervous. But while when interview was going on, I did not realize when those 20-25 minutes just has gone by. Like I did not
Okay.
realize the time.
So it was good. Basically, in interview, what I feel is the student has to be very honest. He has to be very
Yes,
he or she has to be very honest. Like if you do not know the answer, also you can tell we do not. I do not know. But the answer you should not bluff. At least as far as I know, you
yes.
should not bluff. You should be
No,
very clean. Yeah.
because they are expecting us to be a bureaucrat, and if we are
Mm.
bluffing, and if we are trying to, put something under the carpet, they would, with such expertise, they
Mm.
would obviously know, and they
Correct.
will it would put us in a bad light. So we just have to be brutally honest to them, even if we are disagreeing to their opinions. We just have to say it polite that I do not get along with you, or in any manner we can deny. So it's very friendly, I would say. It was very like a interaction which you tend to do with your friends or family. So it was just a replica to that.
Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Like you are into this field since last, as far as I remember, it was since 2018-19. You are
It,
still continuing. Now, tell me how. Like, what are the two to three qualities which helped you to be into this field since this much time? Because it takes a lot of courage also. A lot of students get bored, yeah, they get depressed, they leave this field, they'll go for some other options, they need a job, everything. Everybody are, yeah, like they are also right. Everything, everybody has their own problems. You also had a lot of issues. As far as I know, you had to come from Katwa to Jammu. COVID times were there. So you took a hostel, you studied in library. I've seen. I was also one time I went to Jammu for a vacation. I met you also. So you shared all these things with me that day. Like I have seen you like very tensed student. Like सर अभी क्या करें, नहीं हो रहा है, पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, ये सब चीज आपने शेयर किया था मुझे उस टाइम पे. So do you feel it is the patience which plays a very big part?
Sir, patience is the most fundamental thing which is required for this exam. Like without patience, you cannot get anywhere. Along with patience, I think consistency and perseverance. No matter how many setbacks you are facing, you have to be just. If your purpose is very strong, then no power in this universe can stop you. So that we tend to say now that why should be clear. Why you really want to join civil services should be very clear to you, because otherwise if it is just for the power or prestige or some other that sort of things, then it will fade away after 1 or 2 years. You will not be motivated enough. You will find motivation from outside world. So motivation is something which should come from within. So the purpose should be very strong and should be very clear why you want to come into civil services. Then only you can continue your service, continue your preparation, no matter how long it takes.
Okay, now what? Now tell me, like, what about UPC now? Now you have scored a very high rank in Jammu Kashmir State PCS. Your parents are very proud. You are very proud. You are very happy now because at least you got a government job finally. Even I am also very happy. Now tell me, what are the prospects? First of all, before going to that, I'll ask you one thing. It suddenly came to my mind. You have all total three sisters, right? You have three
Yes.
sisters, right?
Yes.
Like all girls you have. So now tell me, like, after you join here in bureaucracy in state Jammu Kashmir administration, like, what kind of thing you can do for women, like for women, empowering women or something related to women, because Jammu Kashmir has a lot of potential, but it is still unexplored. As far as I know, it's still unexplored, right? From very, it may be from some political reasons or maybe for any reasons. Now, what can you, or like, what is in your mind? What can you do something for the women? Even if you clear UPC also, now you have cleared JKPCS, like from JKPCS administration or JK administration, what can you do for the women empowerment?
Yes, sir. So this is my personal opinion. Like women are already empowered. It's just like we people, we human have this wrong habit of putting barriers or obstacles in their way. We It is just our conditioning that we are thinking that women are maybe less capable of doing the work as par with men. This is the very wrong notion which I would like to eradicate. And having said that, as you mentioned, like the potential is very much in Jammu and Kashmir. So, I think 2 years ago, Nari Shakti Puraskar Award was given to Arifa Jain. She has revived the Namda craft, and she also got the opportunity to handle our Honorable Prime Minister's Twitter handle. So,
Okay.
and Sir Jashia Akhtar, as far I remember, she is a
Mhm.
cricketer from Shopian district. So women
Mhm.
are already leaving their trademarks in
Mhm.
every field, in at any aspect. So women are already empowered. We just need to give them recognition which they really deserve. So and so apart from this, there in certain rural areas, I believe the awareness needs to be spreaded. They are also capable, they are also willing to do, but the opportunities which are already in existence, they are not aware of those opportunities.
Okay.
This
Uh,
thing I would like to make a difference.
now tell me, like, from your family, like, your parents, your sisters, like, what role, like, in short, you can tell me, like, what role? Obviously every parents, they will play a very big part, but if I ask you personally, what kind of role they played, or even are they playing still now in your preparation?
Sir, I did not know much about civil services before. It was my mother who put that bug in my mind, like of civil services. She wanted me to qualify this exam. She wanted me at least just go and appear in this exam, no matter what happens. I was making up my mind, but my father was quite apprehensive because he knew that the success ratio and success rate is quite less in these exams. So he wanted me to get a more like a stable job, like in a bank or something. So initially we were not in good terms, like agreeing on this job scenario. But later on, when I explained him why I wanted and all those sort of things, then he also made up his mind, and then we went there for the preparation. And sir, my family roles precisely came after post pandemic. Like when I came back home during the COVID days, I could not have asked for better thing, better atmosphere that my family had provided. In COVID, I went to back. I could not go to Delhi for various reasons, but I took the room in Jammu. I stayed there. Nobody knew, not even my very close relatives who were living in Jammu itself. Nobody knew that I was in Jammu. I had taken a room in Nanak Nagar and I was staying there. And I stayed there for like 1.5 years. I prepared there. Again, second wave came and I had to come back. And luckily, a few libraries opened up in Kathua itself. So I joined library in Kathua. So from there only I prepared. And sir, I had mentioned it in another interview also. Like, sir, in this home, this is our new home. So my parents shifted back to the old house, like so that nobody comes to this home to meet
Okay.
them also. So me and my younger sister were staying here alone, and I was in library only. She was preparing her exams at home alone, and when I will come back, she would literally feed me like a baby. She would do all those things for me, and whatever I would ask, it would be there without any, friction or all those things. Though she also had to maintain her studies, but she gave me a very firm bag which I really needed. And apart from this, sir, after a mains exam also, my father was always, he also made a diary for me. He would read two newspapers for me, and he would jot down articles for me. And he, whenever I'm having breakfast fast or having tea, he would discuss those issues with me, so that my interaction, we were like pretty confident, not overconfident, but there was a confidence that I will get through mains, because my mains paper went really well except for GS2. Other paper went really well, so we were hoping that I will clear. So as you might know that 8 months it took for declaring the result of the mains. It was quite a long time, but I prepared for interview a little only, but um, eventually it happened.
Good, very good. So basically, it was like, was it was this bureaucracy coming to the last question? I'll ask you one thing: was it a childhood dream, or like it was in between, or it came in your twenties, or when? Like, what was the real thing? Like, when it came to your mind, ki, I want to go into this field.
Sir, honestly, I did not know for a very long time what I really wanted to do. The most pivotal or the turning point came in my life when I went to Jaipur in 2015. Sir, there I went for the IIT JAM courses. Like
Hmm.
it is a joint admission test for masters if you want to do masters from IITs. So although only 1 month left for the exam, I went there. And sir, the atmosphere which I saw there, like people were so competitive, people were so grounded and humble. Like the moment the teacher was shooting question, they were ready with their answers, and I was actually trying to figure out which part of the syllabus is this question about. So it was kind of a eye opener for me. It was a reality check. Like I am not capable, I am not putting any hard work which we really need to put, because nothing in life is free. You have to put hard work, then only other things will come along. So the hard work thing I learned there. But it was my mother who, as I mentioned before, it was my mother who encouraged me to do civil services.
Okay, very good, very good. So, yeah, that's it. The thing is, at the end of the day, it is the result that matters, irrespective of the journey. Obviously, we should enjoy the journey first. We should enjoy the process first. But what feels like, I'm very proud today to say it, because I have seen your struggle. I have seen now you are like, after a long time, I'm seeing you laugh. You are always in the tensed mode, because see, an aspirant should always be tensed in the sense, like, the focus should always be on the exam. Tensed means, it's not like कि आप पूरा टेंशन में रहते हो, वैसा नहीं है. It means your only question should be only on the exam, sir, how to do, what to do, इसको आंसर कैसे लिखेंगे, इसका कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे. That's what I like found about you over the years. For the first 2 years, you are always into that. You're always into that zone. So so this is the thing which I need to tell to all to the students, कि once if you prepare, जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं कि एक चीज को अगर दिल से चाहोगे, तो वो कहीं ना कहीं कायनात काम करके आ ही जाती है. सो आप अगर, टू ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स आई एम टेलिंग हियर थ्रू मानवी गुप्ता, आई एम टेलिंग कि once you start preparing, prepare it nicely, honest. First of all, be honest to your preparation. 7 days a week, 6 days study, one day take rest, not an issue, but at least study 6 days. Be honest. If you are not able to study today, tell yourself, I am not able to study, I will compensate it tomorrow. This
Yes.
is the mindset an aspirant needs to have. Once you have this, 100% your result will come. It may take 1 year or 1.5 years late, but result will always come. That is where patience plays a very big part. I would like to share to all those students, all those my Jammu students, South Indian students, North East, all those students, those are like with me, uh, कि first of all, be honest to yourself. Be honest. Once you become honest, 100% you will be successful one or the other day. So okay, Manvi, it was very nice talking to you. We'll be I'll be calling you in some time after this session. But it was very nice to hear some tips from you. It was such a nice meeting. Okay, thank you,
Thank you so much.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much.
sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye, bye.